Welcome back to the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament as NC State gets ready for their second game. I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins. Drew, today they'll be taking on Virginia, and both teams had fairly late nights last night. Virginia ended up winning their game against Charlotte in overtime, 5-4. NC State comes away with the 7-4 win over Georgetown. Let's talk about some of the fatigue factor coming into this game.
Yeah, I think that's going to play into it, especially for NC State. It was a battle for them to win 7-4 against Georgetown last night. The score may not indicate it, but for the first two periods, it was a very hard-fought game. For Virginia, their game started at 5:30. Granted, they did go into overtime, but I do think they still may be a little bit tired, and this NC State team likes to move the puck fast. So if Virginia can't catch up, they may be in for a long night.
And you mentioned NC State moves the puck very fast. They like to spread the ice. Is that what we look to see out of them tonight?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you're talking about playing on the Olympic-sized rink. This is something Virginia is not used to because the only Olympic-sized sheet they have up there is the McMullen Ice Arena in Annapolis, Maryland, the home of Navy, of course. So I think NC State's going to look to move it outside of the face-off circles, playing on the boards and around the edge. If they can win that battle, they should get the victory.
All right, we're starting to talk about some of the keys to the game here. What do you think NC State needs to do to come away with the win?
Quite simply, they've got to come out hard and fast. If they're able to do that, play hard and smart. They seem to be a third-period team. That's the way they've won all three of their games, by playing just a stellar third period. So that's not going to be the problem, but you got to look at the way they start. They haven't really come out fast, and there's been a long lull in the second period. If they can't stop that, I think Virginia may be able to jump on top of them.
All right, well, we'll see what's going to happen right after this. We'll be right back with the drop of the puck here on Wolfpack Sports Television. You're watching NC State hockey. Game of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. This one will be against Virginia. I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins. And Drew, this looks to be another good contest.
Oh, without a doubt. Virginia is a team that NC State hasn't gotten to see a lot of in the past couple of years, and they've been quietly developing. They've done a whole lot of things for this ice hockey program, even though they're still at the club level. This is somewhere they bring in a large crowd when they're at home, over 700 for their home opener. This is a big game for both of these teams. Virginia wanting to prove themselves to the ACC at large, NC State trying to affirm a victory against Georgetown last night.
And it will definitely be a good one. We'll have a good contest here. NC State came away with a tough win last night. They had to battle back after the game was tied by Georgetown in the second period at 4. They scored 3 unanswered and won 7-4. As we get started, Garrett Sunda wins the faceoff for the Wolfpack. He wins it back to Cook. He plays catch with Sprankle. Back up the right wing. Red line dumped in by Engel. Down into the corner, chased by Sunda. Picked up down low by Livingston, the captain for the Cavaliers. He'll go cross ice. Can't find his man, off the boards to Cook. Near side cross ice to Sprankle. Sprankle reaches for it and pokes it down and will be taken back by Livingston.
It's already a good job by Virginia. They're finding their spacing to be very helpful. They're being able to spread themselves up along the boards as well as playing in the neutral zone.
Moy Winter along the sideboards gets it back down on the goal line. Centering pass, loose in front, and flipped out by Fredenberg, giving chase now one of the co-captains, Alec Engel. A 2-on-1 with Fredenberg, just onside down the right wing. Centering pass for Fredenberg in his skates. Now in the corner, they battle for it. Livingston with Engel. Livingston tries to clear, gets caught up in the skates of Sunda, though. Kept in by Panzel, and now Sunda will dump it deep off the stick of Fredenberg. Shot on, patted away by the starting goaltender, Ryan Montgomery, for the Virginia Cavaliers tonight. Now in the corner with it, Fredenberg behind the net. He's battling with Winter. The centering pass knocked away and taken now in the corner by Sunda. Sunda circling, gives it back in the corner to Engel. Back to the point, Tom Stryker out there. Lots of time for Stryker. Back down, left boards for Fredenberg. He looks for Engel. Engel comes up, cross ice pass, he finds Panzel. Panzel steps in, sliding, and it's blocked away at the defense. That's number 9, Rafi Korogan.
That's a great block by Virginia right there. NC State's being very patient with the puck, but I'd say go ahead, it's early in the game. Rip some shots onto the net, see what's going to get through.
Mackie Heyman tries to bring it in, but he gets denied, and Virginia will bring it back. Into the zone they come, now stolen away by Tom Stryker. Stryker looking, finds the skates of Jack McDonald. He gives it right wing to Mackie Heyman. Heyman looks to flip it center, can't. Big hit laid by Jack McDonald on number 23, Brian Jergarjan. A lot of energy, Drew, from this NC State team so far, but a lot of energy also on the Virginia side as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's been a fairly good, fast-paced game thus far. I think that works to NC State's advantage. They're such a fast team normally. Virginia, on the other hand, they're going to have to find a way to slow things down. They can afford to be patient with the puck. If they can get something established in the offensive zone, I look to see a lot of movement around the outside before then attacking for a shot.
That last play, Stryker looking to send it around the boards, slaps it up into the glass and out of play. Just 2 minutes and 13 seconds into this contest, still tied 0-0, and a conversation over with the referees now. You see Tom Stryker and I believe Mackie Heyman over there as well talking to the referees. Not sure what that's about, Drew.
I think that's actually going back to the clear out right along the boards. I think NC State's contending that it may have chipped off of a Virginia player. In case if it did, that face-off comes back out to neutralize, but as it stands, of course, staying in the zone.
Virginia wins the face-off and gets it deep. Heyman will retreat into his corner for it. He dumps it back behind the net where Kren will take it. He has it stolen away. Loose puck still in the right circle, taken by McDonald. He flips it up for Banashevitz. Banashevitz down the right wing. He gets it down behind the net, and he'll give chase. He's got it in his skates now as he circles down along the left boards. Bly pinches and keeps it in. All the way down for Nelson. The pass to Blue. Wrist shot goes wide, and it will find its way all the way back up to Kren. Michael Kren with it. He sends it down in the corner for Nelson. Back up for Kren. One-timer deflected wide by Blue. A great chance for the Wolfpack. In the corner again, Blue now. Right wing centering pass all the way through the crease. He was looking for Farhat, but couldn't find him. Taken away now, and it will be turned back by the Cavaliers. In they come. That's number 28, Trip Burke. He gets it down into the corner. Sean Bly. Great defense there on his man. Now taking the loose puck behind the net by Nelson. Chris Nelson will bring it out. He's got a lot of space. Gives it up left side to Blue, right to Farhat. Farhat will bring it down the left wing. He's got Nelson behind the net. Nelson's one-time pass out in front. It's covered up there by Montgomery. Great play there and great awareness.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Montgomery right now is playing very solid position in the net. Not the biggest guy, but he's already exhibiting some solid movement. Right there, he's able to chop down the pass and then freeze the puck. Virginia's going to want to get whistles, and that goes back to slowing down the game, forcing NC State to not get into their flow as much.
Face-off won by Bieberdorf for NC State. Up against Wilkinson for Virginia. Now down into the corner. Bieberdorf with it. Pressured there. That is Dan Glavin in the corner. Up at the point. Sprankle tries to knock it in, deflected off the stick of Drew Wilkinson and out of play, so this face-off will stay in the Virginia end.
Yeah, and Virginia does have to be careful about this. Georgetown got caught in the same trap. If you get trapped in your defensive end, it could be a long night because right now NC State's holding the blue line very well.
Bieberdorf wins the face-off again, back to Cook, right point. He's got time, he's going to wrist one on, through some skates, still loose, shot on, saved by Montgomery. The shot from Kristoff, and he covers up. Montgomery, Drew, is looking very, very sharp right now.
And it's important for him to get tested early. Right now, he's certainly instilling a lot of confidence in the Cavaliers. And as they move forward, if they are able to secure what by most means is an upset victory, you can point back to these sequences right here. A one-timer that goes off of his pad, chopping down the pass, and then the save right off the chest on a beautiful chance in front for Kristoff.
Virginia wins the face-off. They'll bring it back, dump down into the far corner where Sprankle will give chase for NC State. He's got it there. Centering pass for Bieberdorf. NC State, an odd man rush coming. They've got Oakley, Bieberdorf, and Kristoff. Wrist shot off the blocker of Montgomery, still loose in front. Tapping at it, they score! Andrew Kristoff finds the loose puck in the crease. NC State takes a 1-0 lead at the 15:42 mark.
And that play is created by putting the puck toward the net by Bieberdorf. You catch the goaltender up in that weird sort of area just below the shoulder where you got to move that blocker up to try to trap it. And that's exactly what happened to Cavilers last night. You send a shot up there, goes sailing off the blocker, and a bouncing puck isn't able to be covered by the goalkeeper in the back of the net.
And that's exactly what NC State wants. This is a team that they know is fairly solid. And from what we heard earlier, I talked to Sam Banashevitz, they're a good team, not quite as good as the Georgetown team that NC State faced last night, but still a solid team. NC State will bring it down now in the form of Danny Fredenberg. He loses it in the corner. Virginia looks to clear, and they'll get it out. That one poked out by Ben Foley, number 13 for the Cavaliers. It'll be taken by Panzel. He'll give it to Sunday at the blue line. At his own blue line, Sunday now across center ice. He's got Fredenberg and Engel. He goes right wing for Engel, but that doesn't find him. It's behind him. And the Cavaliers looking to get it out, now jamming it. Panzel keeps it in. They still fight for it down there in the corner, number 23. Brian Dragarjian gets it out, but NC State takes it. Thrown just past the net by Stryker. As it skips behind the net, it'll be taken back by Finley. Finley clears it out for the Cavaliers all the way down. Icing waved off, and Stryker will pick it up 14:45 remaining in the first period. NC State leads the Virginia Cavaliers 1-0. Right wing Panzel looking for Fredenberg off his stick and taken back by Glavin. Glavin loses it at center ice, poked away by Engel, and then dumped in by Winter for Virginia. Now taken by Stryker back behind the net. In the corner, he leaves it for Garrett Sunda. Sunda will bring it up the right wing, trying to get around his man, has it poked away. Engel tries to get it back to him, but just misses him. Fredenberg now pressuring down low. He's got Pollock up the right wing, taken back by Virginia. An errant pass there, though, and it will be taken back by NC State.
And right now what's killing Virginia is just the fact those second breakout passes, they're getting it to the wing, but trying to move it to the center is causing a big-time problem.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a penalty. I think they may be calling too many men on the ice on NC State. They had a change going, and I think Banashevitz may have picked it up just a little bit early.
That's right, and this is becoming a more common penalty to be called in all levels of hockey for the time being. It has to be served by anybody who was on the ice at the time, and that is going to be the case. This is Virginia's opportunity once again to get right back in it. We talked about it. They're going to have the man advantage, moving everything around the point. Probably going to look at a shot coming from Livingston's stick. Then everybody's going to converge onto the net. It's a very simple power play strategy. Probably going to be looking at working in the umbrella, but effective.
And NC State really struggled on the penalty kill last night. I think a lot of it has to do with the bigger ice, a lot more space for these offensive teams. A shot, pad save made by Camaris. It looks like it's held under there. Great save by Camaris. That one coming from Dan Glavin. And the first test for Camaris, a fairly big one.
No, without a doubt, that's a well-placed shot for Virginia's first shot of the game. It's taken them almost 7 full minutes to get there, but nonetheless, it's a great opportunity, and they're just trying to generate rebounds in front.
Loose in front, taken by Banashevitz, knocked down by a high stick. The clearance was by Livingston. Played by McDonald, so play will continue. Now Kren with it. Michael Kren dumps it up the boards, deflected into the center by Glavin. And McDonald retreats with it, gives it to Kren, back to Bly. Looking for McDonald was Bly, couldn't find him, and now will be brought back by the Cavaliers. In they come, that's Trip Burke. Back to the point, Glavin, cross ice to Livingston. That shot on the ground, tipped up and out of play by number 7, Maury Winter. Some decent chances thus far for the Cavaliers. They just haven't quite found the net.
Exactly, and this is what we talked about once again. Now you start to see the movement. The shot coming from the point, it is from Livingston. But the bigger thing is now Virginia's starting to have a little bit of spacing issues. Not so much they're having to spread out too far and are covering too much of an area, but you look, 3 forwards are almost crowding around the puck here. It looks like a mite game right now. And if you're following the puck around like that, you can't create any type of opportunities with stretch passes.
And that's not very good on a big Olympic-sized ice like we have here at the Iceplex. That face-off won forward by Mackie Heyman, but kept in by the Cavaliers. Loose along the side. That one hits the linesman. The clearance pass from Oakley. Kept in now. In they come. Shot off the glove of Camaris and over top. And back behind the net now, Virginia with it. Taken down by Sprankle. That was number 9, Rafi Kroglian. Kroglian now with it behind the net, pressured by Cook. He takes it into the corner. Virginia setting up the power play. Now 50 seconds left on that power play to have it at the point. Cross ice pass now, Kroglian again, back across, and he can't find his man. That was Drew Wilkinson, open on the back doorstep, a wide open net, and he couldn't finish. 35 seconds remaining on the penalty to NC State. 12.5 minutes left in this first period.
And right now, that's what's killing Virginia. Those last passes, they're missing it by millimeters. But Kroglian set up right there on the side of the goal, and it doesn't get to his tape.
Cleared all the way back out by NC State. That should just about do it for the power play. Just 15 seconds left. As Herder picks it up, he gives it up for Winter. Winter gets around Stryker. He'll bring it down the right wing. Turning back, gets off of Blue. Back to the point. Livingston, one-timer, stick wide by Camaris. Taken down now by Burke. He plays catch with Glavin, back to Glavin, and back to Burke again. His wrist shot blocked away by Panzel. Glavin takes it on the sideboards. The penalty now over, and he'll circle behind the net, centering through the bodies and back out the other side, picked up by Farhat, but kept in now by Burke. Wrist shot through traffic, blocked away by the shin of Panzel. There's another penalty coming up, and it'll be touched by Livingston, and we'll see what the call is.
It's a good job by NC State on that last penalty kill. They're able to force all shots to the outside. Cavilers has a beauty of a glove save down here earlier, and now they're going to get rewarded for that great effort. They tired out Virginia and that power play unit, didn't allow them to get off the ice. So as a result, NC State can enjoy the man advantage.
And it looks like it will be a slashing penalty to number 8, Jordan Friedman. Now NC State will have a face-off to the left of Montgomery. Nelson will take that face-off. He loses it, though, to Herter. Back into the corner, they battle behind the net. Glavin with Blue and Farhat. Blue comes away with it for NC State. Back to the right point to Cook. Back down right wing for Blue. Blue looking, scanning. He brings it top of the right circle. Now left point for Cook. Immediately down low into the corner for Sprankle. Sprankle moving with it. Back behind the net for Blue. Blue around one man. He'll take it behind the net and leave it softly for Sprankle. Minute and a half left on the power play for NC State. Back right point, now Nelson with it. Center of the blue line, shot from Sprankle goes wide. Nelson now with it, down along the right sideboards. He gets it point, slap shot from Sprankle goes wide. Now in the corner with it, Cook. Back around, right corner for Farhat. Top of the circle to Nelson, who sends it back down for Cook in the far corner. Cook back around for Farhat, back up to the point to Nelson. Nelson will hold Virginia in that box, killing off this penalty. Sprankle loses it left boards, the pass taken away, but the clearing pass kept in by Nelson. Back across Farhat, he looks to center, but it's knocked away by Pollock. That one rung all the way around the boards by Pollock and out.
NC State doesn't seem to be patient enough with the puck right now. They're often going around the horn with very quick passes. Virginia is being very conservative on their penalty kill and quite honestly disorganized. State can play for essentially that perfect shot right now.
Striker brings it in left wing. That one patted away by Montgomery. Cleared all the way back out with 25 seconds left on the power play by Virginia. Cavilers out of his net to play it. He'll dump it around far side for Fredenberg. He pokes it around one man. He's got some space. He also has Engel with him 2-on-2. Down the left wing, Fredenberg, he'll circle back. Leaves it for Engel in the corner. Engel holds. Back he misses Striker and it comes all the way out. 9:40 left in the period and the power play getting ready to expire in seconds for NC State. And it's over now as Friedman comes back out. The Cavaliers have it in the zone. That's Burke. He gets around Sunda, but he's held up and NC State will take it back in the form of Fredenberg. Across the red wing line, down into the left corner goes Fredenberg. Back up to the point for Striker. Glove down and taken back by the Cavaliers. Taken again by Sunda. He gives it right wing for Engel off his skate down in the corner where Livingston will play it for Virginia. Sent back down in behind the net by Sunda. Engel takes it. He leaves it for Fredenberg now in the near corner. That one thrown out, a bouncing puck picked up by Friedman, and he'll bring it down the left wing for the Cavaliers. He's got a man trailing in Karoglian, who has it now down behind the goal line. Karoglian looking to center off the skate of Bly, but he gets it right back. Far sideboards taken away by the skates, and we have a delayed penalty coming up. It's going to be a hooking call against Virginia. NC State will get another power play, and Virginia does not. Excuse me, that's a penalty on NC State. Fredenberg will get the hooking penalty.
This is very surprising to me. I don't think Virginia was expecting to be the recipient of a gift right there. Fredenberg got caught. He got beat with speed. One of the few times you'll see a guy like that get beat. Has to reach a stick out there, right parallel to the midsection. That's a penalty.
And just a textbook call there for the referee. So the faceoff down to the left of Nick Camaris. Right side for the Cavaliers. Won by NC State. They don't quite get it out. Now Michael Kren with it. He'll give it up to Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf will bring it in for NC State. Short-handed. He gets away. He gets hooked. And there will be a penalty on the Cavaliers. A hooking call. And it will be a 4-on-4 hockey game for a minute 46.
And this is going to go against the captain, too, against Thomas Livingston, the Concord, Massachusetts native. 6'6", that's a big body you're going to take off the ice. And now with a whole lot more space to work with, NC State can really start to move the puck, forcing Virginia to chase. This could open up another opportunity, 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 in deep.
Herter wins the faceoff for the Cavaliers. Back to Pollock, who gives it up to Glavin. Glavin finds Wilkinson left wing. He's stuffed there by Kren. The puck makes its way all the way down behind the net. Bly will shovel it around for Banashevitz. He's got it left wing for NC State, trying to get around one man, and he gets held up. No penalty will be called there, though, and Virginia will take it back.
But Chris, here is something different about last night's game compared to this one. The officials are calling that ticky-tacky stuff. They're going very much by the book. Last night's officials were content to only call one penalty against either team.
And in come the Cavaliers. The shot from Herter deflected up into the netting by Bly. So 1:01 left on the penalty to Fredenberg. 1:16 left on the penalty to Livingston. And 7:40 left in this first period. NC State still holds that 1-0 lead. But this face-off will be down in their end.
And pardon me, Chris, I misquoted my statistics. It was 1 penalty against Georgetown, 4 against NC State, so 5 total. And that's, for a college game, that's not a lot of penalties. So it's a whole lot different mindset now, knowing that you have to keep that in the back of your mind, that you're going to have to play very textbook style hockey.
Now the face-off will be taken by Kristoff for NC State. A shot right on. It was just wide for the Cavaliers. It'll be taken back now by Oakley. Oakley down the right wing, centering pass bouncing through the crease and knocked away with the paddle by Montgomery. Up the right wing come the Cavaliers. That's number 55, Doug Eisman. Eisman dumps it in and gives chase. Sprankle will poke it back out, and Kristoff will take it. Kristoff gives it center ice to Oakley. Oakley gains the blue line, slap shot gloved and held by Montgomery. He thought about leaving it there for his teammate Brian Jagarjan, but he decided to hold on for the faceoff.
Yeah, I wonder if he was talking to Jagarjan right there, because you're absolutely right. It looked like he wanted to play it out, but NC State was already back in that defensive formation. A whole lot better to avoid a forced turnover, get the whistle.
McDonald wins the faceoff. Miscommunication, though, and he misses Cook. Giving chase now Ben Foley as Sprankle takes it for NC State. He gives it blue line to Heyman, up to the red line for McDonald, who will knock it into the Virginia bench.
Right now, Virginia seems to have alleviated their spacing problem. The one thing they're not doing is they're not holding a lot of blue line integrity in the offensive zone. The defensemen are very content to go ahead and drop back, making sure NC State doesn't create any odd man rushes going the other direction. That's been successful, but they haven't had a lot of shots on net as a result.
Face-off won by Virginia. Glavin dumps it in. Brought in now, pressured by Foley. He'll take it right sideboards. Sprankle on him. Foley behind the net looking for a man. He's got Glavin, top of the circle. He gives it to him. Glavin retreats to the point. He's got Pollock. The penalty for Fredenberg over a 15-minute power play for the, a 15-second power play for NC State. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Cross ice pass finds Banashevit. Right circle, slap shot. The pads are squeezed by Montgomery, and he holds on.
He had no idea where that puck was. That was absolutely hammered by Banashevitz. And the one thing you don't want to see your goaltender doing is looking right back behind and going, do I have it? Do I have it? Thank goodness he did there for Virginia.
So it will be a 5-on-4 for 1 second. NC State really needs to win this face-off, because if they don't, a quick pass out could result in a breakaway. And you can see Stryker back. He's going to retreat to make sure that doesn't happen. But the puck kept in by NC State. Mackie Heyman along the right board. Centering pass, he finds Banashevit. Turnaround shot, blocked away at the defense by Jagarjan. A soft shot in there from Stryker, easily gloved down by Montgomery and held.
Good job by Virginia once again. I think a statistic that's going to go fairly unnoticed, but one that's standing out to me. Right now, they're holding even with NC State at block shots at 2 apiece. So it's not a gargantuan number, but it's good to see Virginia's going tit for tat with the Wolfpack on something.
Puck battled for in the corner, taken back by Burke. He throws it around the boards, pinched by Panzel, but he can't keep it, and McDonald will throw it back in. And there's a man down for the Cavaliers. It looks like he's just picking up his stick, though. That was Friedman. He had trouble getting his stick, but he brings it back now down the left wing for Virginia. Back behind the net, he'll circle, backhand in front. The puck is still loose, and it's taken by Banashevitz along the right side, and he will flip it out. Livingston at his own blue line knocks it back for Virginia, and it'll be shoveled all the way in behind Camaris. He puts it on a tee for Panzel, who will circle back as he's pressured. He finds Nelson up at the blue line. Centering pass taken away there and brought back in by Herter. Herter left wing, wrist shot right into the gut of Nick Camaris, and he holds.
Right now, Virginia is going to be very content to attack the net They're going to move that puck down low. NC State almost got caught making a very bad defensive error. There were 4 black sweaters corralled around the crease. Only 1 Virginia sweater was there. Somebody had to be open. Fortunately, State had the puck tied up in their skates. The Cavs couldn't move it back out for a shot.
Face-off one back to Herter. His shot deflects off a skate. Centering pass back to Herter, coming from Wilkinson, but it gets deflected away. Herter now with it in the corner. He's pressured by Kren. Herter leaves it for Wilkinson. Centering pass blocked by Bly, and it's brought back by NC State. Farhat finds Blue. Goes right back across right side for Nelson. His backhand pass doesn't find anybody. Poked back in by Bly at the point. Blue throws it around behind into the corner. Farhat leaves it for Nelson as he battles down there in the corner with Jergarjan. Taken back by Wilkinson. Up to McCollum. McCollum shot just wide. He used Bly as a screen from that left wing. And fortunately for the Wolfpack, that just missed the net. 4.5 minutes left in the first period. NC State leading 1-0. Farhat loses it right wing. And it's taken back down into the corner by Glavin for the Cavaliers. He gives it back up to Williams. Robbie Williams gets around Bly. Kept in at the point. Brought back in by Virginia. That pass just goes wide of Camaris. It's taken back in the corner by Nelson. Some up and down play going here. Centering pass just misses Farhat through the center ice zone. And he'll take it down along the right sideboards. Tries to shovel it deep. Not very effectively though, as Pollock will take it back. He gives it up to Williams. Williams will bring it down the left wing and now dump it deep. Looks like it hit the linesman and slows up.
It's the second time that poor linesman's been hit today.
He's got to keep his head up. Here come the Wolfpack. Nate Sprankle gives it center ice to Sunda, who will bring it right side. Right circle, his shot off the shin guard of Clavin. He gives it back to Cook. Right side now Sprankle. Sprankle will tee one up, and again the blocked shot by Glavin. Glavin has been in great position today, Drew. That's his second block shot of the shift.
His second of the shift, his third of the night, and the fourth for Virginia as a whole. The Cavaliers right now are being very strong in the defensive end of the puck. NC State, though, they've got to now start trying to move the puck around a little bit more. Now that both teams have felt each other out, State's got to start passing and being a little bit more crisp.
Face off to the right of the net, won by the Cavaliers. Right side, they bring it back up. Kept in, though, by NC State. Taken by Fredenberg. He's got it at the point. Pressured by Livingston. The long reach of Livingston, but kept in by Fredenberg. He dumps it deep around behind. That puck feigns its way up to Karoglian. He gives it up to Winter. Winter is taken down by Sunda. There's going to be another penalty on NC State. 3 minutes remaining in the period, and NC State will have to kill another power play.
This is going to be very costly for NC State, too. You're going to lose a quality penalty killer in Garrett Sunda, somebody who they like to go ahead and spring forward for shorthanded opportunities. Alternatively, though, Virginia now has the option to really start attacking. You might see him pinch a defenseman and try to play an overload here instead of going with the umbrella with that breakout threat really not present.
Well, the face-off in the NC State zone won by Virginia. Back to Livingston. Thomas Livingston hits his own man in front. That's Winter. Backhander patted away. The rebound still loose in front. Blocked away by Stryker. That was a shot from Winter. 2:45 left in the period. 1:47 on the power play. Back behind the net. Friedman to Winter. Over to Glavin. Livingston back down. Corner to Friedman. They look to center in front. Still loose. Taken back now by Burke. He gives it to the point. Livingston. Over to Glavin, right sideboards. Cross-ice pass. They score! A great cross-ice pass to Burke. Trip Burke gets the goal just 33 seconds into the power play, and the Virginia Cavaliers have tied this one up.
And a well-deserved goal right there. That is one of the best plays I have seen in a very long time. It's the tic-tac-toe passing. A pulmonary offense, if you will. It's moving like an organ, like a heart. They're contracting. They're expanding, contracting. Right there, off of a rebound of a slap shot from the point, you see the Virginia Cavaliers corralling the puck on the sideboard, being content to move it back up to the point. Then they overload the side, back behind the NC State defensive back. Here you go, boom, boom, boom. Passing's up right across. Camaris can't get over in time. That's a great hockey play.
Kristoff, the goal scorer for NC State, takes it in the corner. He leaves it for Bieberdorf, but he's pressured by multiple Virginia defensemen. Taken back by Finley. for the Cavaliers in his own corner. His pass floated out in a collision, and down goes Oakley. He's slow to get up.
That was knee on knee, Chris, and that's exactly what's going on. It's a lower body injury to Oakley. Certainly hope he's okay. That was a nasty collision.
Back behind the net now, they battle for it. 1:45 left in the period. Virginia with it behind the net. That's number 6, Kevin McCullum. McCullum gives it back to the point. Wrist shot, blocked away by Camaris. That shot coming from Dragarjan. NC State now takes it, and we're going to have a penalty. Looks like to Michael Kren. He was knocking a man down. He wouldn't get off of him. NC State's taking some really dumb penalties right now, Drew.
Well, that's one that I might consider letting go. What Kren got called for is the fact that he didn't get up quick enough. Instead, he was right on top of Wilkinson. This is costly. If Virginia scores right here and is able to take the lead, not a lot of time for NC State to work with, and they're not a second period team either, and Mackie Heyman's going to have a discussion with the official right here. You got to start to realize, where are the boundaries? When I was speaking with some other hockey notables in the area, they were talking about a lot of these officials hadn't played the game at a competitive level like this. They don't know what to let go. Right here is a perfect example of it. Is that really a penalty against Kren? Technically yes, but it's part of the game.
One-timer deflected just wide off the stick of Maury Winter. And now taken by Heyman. He'll flip it back in on goal. Just wide of Montgomery, but he'll leave it for Burke. Cross ice off the boards taken by Livingston. 1:12 left in the period. 1:40 on the penalty to Kren. Center ice thrown in now by Virginia. That was Thomas Livingston. Lofted right back out. Fredenberg might have a chance coming in on Montgomery, but he doesn't get in fast enough, and Montgomery freezes the puck.
This has just struck me as well, Chris. NC State has now gone without a shot for the last 3 minutes and 34 seconds. That is incredible. It's a statement about Virginia's defense, which right now is their offense. They're keeping the puck down in their zone for far too long for NC State to handle properly.
NC State will send out Engel and Sunda with Cook and Sprinkle on defense. Face off to the left side of the net. Won by the Cavaliers and taken back out. Here comes Friedman. Down the left wing, he's pressured by Cook. He'll circle around the net with it. Back up to the point. Wrist shot. Maybe a pass taken away by Engel. Blocked by Livingston. He falls down and Sunda can't quite get to the loose puck. He would have had a great opportunity there. Taken by Winter. He'll circle behind his own net. 30 seconds remaining in the period. 58 left on the power play. Friedman, cross ice, finds Winter. Winter gains the blue line and leaves it there for Burke, the goal scorer for Virginia. Give and go passing just through the crease. Nobody takes it. Another penalty. This one will be to the Cavaliers. And this game getting out of control a little bit, Drew. The referees need to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, they do, but I think they're doing a fairly good job right now. Both these teams really don't like each other. NC State's got a huge target on their back. They took down the reigning champions last night, so everybody wants a shot at the Wolfpack. The Cavaliers right there are going to take away their own momentum. That's a late period penalty, so NC State will have a carryover power play going in to the next 20 minutes. But right now, yeah, a lot of penalties, and what you're seeing is this actually plays to the advantage of the Cavaliers. NC State does not often do well on special teams, especially on the penalty kill, and right there, that is how Virginia has their goal.
Now, I would say this space that will be created by two less men on the ice will favor NC State, who seems to be a lot faster. Just 6 seconds left in the period. Kept in by Sprinkle. He needs to get a shot quick. He's tripped up. They're not going to get a call. NC State bench not happy. That shot catches the glass behind the net, and that will do it for the first period. There's 1:47 left on the penalty to Friedman and 29 seconds left on the penalty to Kren, so we will have a 4-on-4 to start the second period. But Drew, NC State started strong, didn't look quite as strong to end the period.
No, without a doubt. They really got caught into a lull, and it's their own fault. They started taking far too many penalties, and that became an Achilles heel as they went down the stretch. They give up the goal on the penalty kill. Although Virginia is only 25% right now on the power play, it's still a solid number for them. As for the Cavaliers, I got to give them a lot of credit. They've been able to hang around with the Wolfpack. They're skating with them, passing the puck well, and they're really not getting beat too badly in the speed department either. It's going to be an interesting rest of the game.
Well, we'll be right back with the first intermission report. The score here right now, NC State 1, Virginia 1. You're watching NC State Hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Welcome back to the first intermission report here on Wolfpack Sports Television as the NC State Wolfpack take on the Virginia Cavaliers. I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins. And Drew, NC State started strong in that period, but some of the penalties that they took really kind of hurt them.
Yeah, they scored the first goal, which is what we talked about in the pregame. Got off to a fairly solid jump, and then after the 10-minute mark, it was all downhill from there. Virginia is able to draw some quality penalties, create some quality looks for themselves, but that's been the big thing that's killing NC State is they're playing a man down for most of the second half of that first period. They're able to get back 5-on-5. They were dominating the pace of play.
Yeah, and they really did seem to control that game for the most part when it was even strength. Now, there will be a 4-on-4 for about 30 seconds to start this second period. What do you think NC State will do with that 30 seconds?
I think they're just going to try to waste it away, get back on the power play for themselves. They really need to get back to 5-on-5 because that's where they're controlling the pace of play. There is going to be some fresh ice. There's going to be a lot of space with which to work, but I don't think Mike Gazzillo really wants to go out and get that jump immediately in the second period. He wants 5 guys on the ice.
And now when NC State gets 5 guys back on the ice, we said certainly they seem to be the better team. What do you expect to see out of them when they get back to 5-on-5 hockey?
Oh, passing. Right now they're not completing anything in the passing department. If you look at the shot chart for that first period, everything is coming from around the outside. There's nothing concrete right in the middle except for the one wraparound play that ends up scoring the goal right there on the corner. Other than that, NC State hasn't been able to get penetration into the slot area. Virginia, on the other hand, has, and they're really liking to attack an opposite side shot going from the left side over to Camaras' glove side. That is how they're manufacturing their opportunities. If NC State can start getting back into the slot, that's where the goals are going to come.
Well, we'll see what happens when the second period starts. Right now, the score, NC State 1, Virginia 1. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. This contest between the NC State Wolfpack and the Virginia Cavaliers will start out with 29 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins, and Drew, NC State needs to pick it up here.
Yeah, right now they're running neck and neck with the Virginia Cavaliers, not only on the scoreboard but in the statistics as well. Shots last period totaled 9 for the Cavaliers, 9 for the Wolfpack. Virginia actually has the lead in the shots blocked category, 4-3.
NC State brings it up the left wing. This is Danny Fredenberg. 12 seconds left on the penalty to Kren. He'll come out after that. Fredenberg tries to cut to the net. He has it taken away. And he and Sunder run into Sprankle and Sunder run into each other. And they lose the puck. Kren now out of the box. 1:15 on the power play for NC State. Sunder streaking in. His shot goes over the crossbar and catches the glass. All the way back out. Taken by Kroglian. He leaves it for Winter left wing. Centering pass for Kroglian. Backhander into the skates of Cook. Sundo will bring it back up across center down the right wing. He leaves it back at the point for Engel. Engel into the right circle. His shot blocked wide of the net. Engel tries to center it. It's flipped out by the Cavaliers. Taken at the point by Cook. Far side, Engel. Down in the corner, Engel back with it again. Point to Cook. Cook gives it back to Engel. Right point. Slap shot blocked down by Livingston and cleared all the way down. 35 seconds left on the power play for NC State. We're 1:15 into this second period.
State was trying to run the overload that got Virginia their first goal. The unfortunate thing was nobody saw the trailer man. If they had, you had the pass open. But typically when you run that overload, you can forget somebody's hanging out wide open because you're only content to move around the 4 guys.
That shot snapped on by Mackie Heyman from the left wing, gloved and held by Montgomery for a face-off. 21 seconds left on the power play for NC State. McDonald wins the face-off. Stryker wasn't ready for it, though, and he has to retreat. He hits the skates of Sprankle, and the puck comes all the way down into the corner, and the Cavaliers come away with it. Taken back by Sprankle. He brings it behind the net. Up left wing for Banashevitz. It gets past him, and that will be icing and will effectively end this penalty. Just 1 second left on the penalty to Jordan Friedman.
Yeah, Friedman's already up in the box. This could be another opportunity for Virginia. I would expect Friedman to go ahead and duck back down into the play. His line is out there currently. But you could use him essentially as a extra attacker trailer for a hard slap shot one-timer, but Virginia doesn't win the draw.
Face off one again by McDonald, cleared out by Heyman, and sent right back in by Bobby Finley. Taken behind the net by Sprankle, up the boards, Banashevitz now right side. Cross-ice pass for Heyman, who's got it now. Near boards, he brings it in left wing. He leaves it in the skates of McDonald. He takes it into the corner, circles back. He's got 3 Virginia players on him now. Banashevitz in there to help him. The clearing pass kept in by Stryker, but it will be taken back out now by Friedman. Down the left wing, his shot into the shin pad. Open in front was Burke, and he misses the net. Back in front, sliding in, and a pad save made by Camaris. Finley tries to throw it back in front, blocked by the stick of Stryker. Heyman will cross the ice and take it down the right wing. He brings it across the blue line, slap shot, catches the glass behind the net. Banashevitz tries to throw it on, and it will circle all the way around the boards and out, where it'll be picked up by Panzel and Drew. NC State in panic mode, taken by Friedman, and he scores! And NC State looks very sloppy right now, Drew. Panzel whiffs on the pass. Friedman takes it in on a breakaway, a very quick breakaway in on Camaris, and he sneaks it below the glove arm of Camaris.
Yeah, Panzel just panicked right there with the puck. And he had options. He could have gone right up on the kick plate on the sideboards. He had his defensive partner open. Nobody in this arena expected Panzel to blow up on that pass right there. Kudos to Friedman, though. He's attacking. He stays with integrity in his defensive lane, is able to steal the puck away, in clean on Camaris from the hash marks in, and finishes. That's the biggest part of that equation.
NC State will look to answer here. 3 minutes gone in the second period. They now trail Virginia 2-1. Blue, Farhat, and Nelson out there. Kren and Bly, the defenseman. Brought back left wing by Herter down into the corner. He's pressured by Kren. He stops. Nelson now there fighting for it as well. Wilkinson down there with Herter for Virginia. Herter finds Wilkinson. Centering pass. They score again! Kevin McCullum out in front. And Virginia, 2 quick goals. Less than a minute apart, and NC State now trails 3-1.
And that's another one you got to look back on that defensive line. Everybody pinches down below the goal line. The guy in the slot area is wide open once again, and he sweeps it right by Camaris. This is a very new situation for a lot of these Wolfpack players. They're not used to being down a goal, much less 2, this early in a hockey game.
Bieberdorf will take the face-off for NC State. He's flanked by Kristoff and Oakley, so it looks like Oakley's okay. He did take a hit in the first period. Sprinkle cross ice at his own blue line looking for Cook. Flip back up off the back of Oakley. Kept in now by Kristoff. Left point all the way behind the net. Glavin will take it for Virginia. Big hit by Cook. Knocks his man off the puck. But now they come back up with it. This is Eisman. Eisman knocked down, and NC State will take the loose puck in the form of Oakley. He gets around one man, but he's not going to get past him again. And Livingston clears it back up to center ice. Kristoff will take it in the neutral zone and throw it back behind the net, delayed offsides. Everyone checks up, and NC State will come back into pressure. Livingston off the glass, glove down now by Sprinkle. Leaves it for Stryker at the top of the left circle. His pass knocked away by Eisman, but Stryker will take it right back down the left wing. Holding off a man, he has it poked away by Glavin and into the corner. Near corner now, they battle for it. Sunda knocked off the puck. Stryker with it again. Cross ice pass. Panzer looking to redeem himself off the glove of Montgomery. Sent back around by Eisman, but kept in at the point by Pansley. Throws it deep. NC State in the midst of a change. Kristoff still needs to come off. Fredenberg and Sunda out there. They're waiting for their other line mate, Engel. He'll come on now as Fredenberg battles in the corner. He's got Engel in front. He circles. It's still loose and is covered up by Montgomery. A great chance there for Fredenberg, Drew. He had Engel coming off the bench, wide open in the slot, but he couldn't find him.
I think Fredenberg also realized that the Cavaliers may have been getting a little bit tired. That line had been out there. Second period does force the long line change, so until you get on an attack, you really can't pull anybody off. Right there, he tries to create a play for himself, and it's a smart move by Fredenberg to head directly at the net in that scenario.
15:04 left in the second period. NC State's given up 2 quick goals. They trail 3-1. Engel takes it in the corner. Back right point for Panzel. Across to Stryker. Deflected in front off the skate of Fredenberg. And down into the corner. Flipped out by the Cavaliers. Winner will come chase Panzel. Back up the near boards. Taken by Stryker. Poked up into the mesh netting by Ben Foley, number 13 for the Cavaliers. And it looks like this faceoff will stay in the NC State zone.
And Chris, the most important thing here for NC State, we've emphasized they have made some errors. You just can't panic right now. Let's not forget that you're barely 5 minutes into the second period of this game. So you got 35 minutes with which to work with. So there's no reason to start going full-fledged panic attack and start rushing things. If State can get back to playing their game, they're fine.
And here they come, 2-on-1. McDonald has it poked away at the defense by Bobby Finley. Great play by Finley. Back they come in the form of Karogli, and he looks to center it. Deflected behind the net by Bly. Up the right boards, sent by McDonald, looking for Banashevitz, but taken back by number 23, Brian Jergarjan. Jergarjan leaves it for Karoglian. He'll bring it up across his own blue line, now through center and in down the right wing. He's got Winter trailing. He looks to center it. Nobody there. The intended man there, Foley. Back behind the net, Karoglian leaves it for Foley. In the corner, back around behind for Karoglian again. Centering pass, Winter hesitates, save twice by Camaris, and it's still loose behind the net. Foley with it now into the corner to Winter. Back up to the point for Jergarjan. Deflected high over the net in front. Now Finley with it. He leaves it in the corner for Foley. Back behind for Karoglian. Centering pass, Winter. They score again. NC State needs to stop the bleeding soon. That's 3 in a row. That goal for number 7, the assistant captain, Maury Winter, and it is 4-1 Cavaliers.
More importantly, that's 3 goals on 5 shots. And we talked about it in the intermission. They're all coming from the high slot area. This is a total defensive breakdown by NC State, and this is something they're not used to doing. But the other thing is Mike Gazzillo is trying not to instill panic, so he's not calling that timeout. If I was him, I would look at rallying the troops right here and right now, because this is getting ugly for NC State at home nonetheless in their own tournament. They've got to stop this.
In comes Nelson, his shot gloved down, loose in front, taken back by the Cavaliers in the form of Trip Burke. Burke streaking down the left wing. Brings it in around the corner, a man in front, but it's caught up and still with it now. Burke knocked off the puck by Blue in the near corner. Nelson gives it in the slot to Cook. Looking for Blue, he can't find him, and it's thrown right back in off the glass. Icing not there, even though it looked like it was close. Sprinkle will take it in the corner, up to Nelson. Nelson gets around one man. He's going to have a chance with Farhat here. He's got Blue trailing down the left wing. Brought it around, the tripping call coming up. Nelson down, he went headfirst into the boards. A little bit slow to get up, but it looks like he'll be all right. The penalty will be a trip. It looks to like it will be to number 10, Glavin. And that's what it'll be, a 2-minute tripping penalty to Dan Glavin. So NC State really needs to respond here, Drew. It's a power play opportunity.
They need to respond, but give a lot of credit to Chris Nelson right there. He seems to be one of the few players still chugging the legs and giving a whole lot of effort, and he's the one who draws that penalty.
Loose in front, the slot shot from Fredenberg goes wide, cleared out by Livingston and all the way down to Camaris. Giving chase Herder very fast. Sprinkle will take it behind his own net. He's got a lot of space. He leaves it for Cook. Miscommunication, though, and the pressure put on now by Robbie Williams for the Cavaliers. All the way around to Sunda. Sunda right boards. He finds Fredenberg. Fredenberg will bring it down the left wing. He's knocked headfirst into the boards, and they'll get up and continue to scrum for it. That's Williams fighting with it, fighting with Engel and Fredenberg, and it looks like NC State will come away with it. Now sideboards, Fredenberg trying to get in front. He's knocked off the puck. Livingston gives it up to Williams, poked away by Cook and kept in the zone. Great play there by Andrew Cook. Now down in the corner, Fredenberg. He's pressured. Sunda will take it behind the net. He circles, trying to bring it in front. Slot area, backhand goes just wide. Now in the corner with it, Cook. Near corner, Andrew Cook back to the point. Sunda hesitates, off the skate of a defenseman. Fredenberg slot shot again off the skate of a Virginia defenseman and cleared out all the way down to Nick Camaris. NC State getting some chances, Drew, but they haven't gotten any really high-quality chances yet.
No, but they're feeling the pressure, and they're panicking right now. Everybody's trying to be the hero, and that's illustrated by the chance State's taking shots that are too quick, and they're not looking around the ice when they have time and space to do so. Instead, everybody's putting the head down, the blinders on, trying to be the hero and get State back into this game. And that results in some selfish play, and nothing's being done.
11:23 left in the second period. 36 seconds left on the power play. Face-off McDonald, one back to the point. Wrist shot by Sprinkle. Held at the chest by Montgomery.
And though there's no rebound created on that shot, that's the best chance NC State's had on this power play.
McDonald's been great in the face-off circle. Wins another one to Banashevitz. Back to the point, Stryker. Throws it down behind the net. Mackie Heyman giving chase. He finds the puck, but has it taken back by Finley. Now back to the point. Sprinkle. Slap shot goes just wide. Pinching now into the corner. Stryker, he comes away with it. Leaves it there for Banishevitz. Back up sideboards to Stryker. Bounces over his stick and taken out. Friedman's got it. He comes in. He's guarded by Sprinkle. Poke check by Sprinkle back behind the net. Friedman still fighting for it. And now McDonald. The penalty over. 10:45 left in the period. NC State unable to capitalize on the power play, Drew, and that was one that they really needed to get a goal on.
They really needed to get a goal on that one, and now they've gone right back to being trapped in their defensive zone, so the momentum has certainly not swung back toward the Pack's favor.
And that's something NC State had trouble with in the second period last night against Georgetown. They weren't able to get out of that forecheck, and it's done a great job here as it's taken back by Wilkinson. His pass, looking for McCullum, can't find him. A 3-on-2 now for NC State. McDonald, Banishevitz, Heyman. Heyman centers to McDonald. He hits it off the skate of a Virginia defenseman, and they'll take it back. Now a 3-on-2, but Heyman retreating fast to negate that. One-timer taken by Herter, sticked away by Camaris, but he still has it in the corner. Hertel circles around behind the net, gives it back to the point. Wrist shot, held at the chest by Camaris, and he'll cover up.
And it's good for Camaris to go ahead and get back feeling the puck. When you give up so many goals, boom, 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 back to back to back, it can really start to mess with your confidence a little bit. And I was surprised Mike Gazzillo didn't automatically look toward Calvin Stone, who's backing up right now and has seen zero action thus far this season. But this time I got to give a little bit of credit to the coach. He's not instilling panic by going ahead and changing goalkeeper.
Sending past to Herter, sticked away to the corner by Camaris. Still in the zone, though. Now they have a chance to get it out. Bly gives it up to Kristoff. Kristoff coming in with Oakley. He's also got Bly trailing across to Kristoff, and he's knocked off the puck. There will be a penalty coming. A penalty to Virginia. We'll see what it is. It'll be on number 22, Herter. Another hooking call. That's at least the third hooking call we've seen, Drew. I don't think I've seen that many in a hockey game.
Third hooking call and 4 penalties against Virginia. But now NC State, if they read the game properly, you're starting to see the Achilles heel of the Cavaliers. And that's the fact is they're not getting back with speed on these odd man rushes coming the other way. Nelson on the 2-on-1 gets tripped up on the left side, the goaltender's blocker side. And this time you see going on the other side, a hooking call. That Virginia defense just isn't as fast as the NC State forwards.
Virginia wins the faceoff. Pollock looks to get it out, but it'll be taken up on the near point by Sprinkle. Sprinkle down left sideboards all the way across to the right side for Cook. Wrist shot knocked away by Montgomery. Taken back at the point by Sprinkle. He barely holds it in, but he gets it to Cook. That shot goes just wide. He may have been looking for Farhat, who is crashing weak side. Nelson at the point gives it sideboards to Farhat. Circles top of the circle. Gives it to Blue down in the corner. Back to Sprinkle. Top of the umbrella now. Nelson gives it down. Right sideboards to Cook. Back up to Nelson. Wrist shot on deflected by Blue, and it goes just wide. 1:20 left on the power play, 8:50 left in the period. Sprinkle in the corner, behind the net to Blue. He looks in the corner, loses it, picked up now sideboards by Farhat. He's pressured by Pollock as Blue and Farhat in there for NC State. Battle for it, taken away now by Blue. He comes off the sideboards, wrist shot, rebound handled and covered by Montgomery.
Well, now State's having the spacing bug right now. You saw for about 15 seconds down low, they had all 3 forwards wearing black sweaters below the goal line. You're not going to create any opportunities like that. Virginia can go into a very widespread box, 2 defenders low and 2 defenders up high for the point.
Face off to the left of Montgomery. Back to the point now. Sprinkle, wrist shot, hits a man in the head. That was number 23, Brian Dragarjian, and he looks a little shaken up. Puck cleared out by Virginia. Fanned on the pass by Camaris. Fortunately, Cook was there to pick it up. Circling back now, Sprinkle. He'll bring it out of his own zone, leaving it for Fredenberg. That pass a little bit too long and poked back in by the Cavaliers. Into the corner, Sprinkle. Circling behind his own net. He'll bring it out far side. Up the right wing now comes Fredenberg. Fredenberg all the way down in the zone with Speedy as it poked away by Finley. But Sunda crashing, gets in front of the net, can't get a shot off. 23 seconds left on the power play, 7:50 left in the second period. 4-1 Virginia. That shot sticked away, jumping out to cover it, still loose in front. Montgomery can't get it, but the Cavaliers clear it all the way down, and that should do it for the power play. 8 seconds left on the penalty. Pass all the way up to Engel from Camaris. Cross ice pass now, Engel to Fredenberg. He brings it in. The penalty is over. Centering pass picked off by Karoglian. Back in his own corner now, Karoglian behind the net. 7:20 left in the second period. Up the boards, he finds Foley. Now up to Winter, right wing. He crosses over Fredenberg. Back now down the right wing, leaving it for Karoglian. Down the right side, Karoglian. Behind the net, he stumbles and loses the puck. Hansel will dump it up the boards for NC State. Engel picks it up left side. He'll cross. He's got McDonald with him. Engel in, shoots off the pad of Montgomery and into the corner. Just over 13 minutes gone. Brought back up right side by Winter. He gets around Stryker down into the corner. He holds up. He's pressured by McDonald. Back to the point. Virginia, clear shot through the legs of Camaris and in. I believe it went off the skate of Mackie Heyman, but a 4-goal lead for the Cavaliers.
NC State is really starting to get desperate now. I know that's a deflection off your own man, but I'm really wondering why Mike Gazzillo is not going to his bench right now. It's not because Camaris has played a bad game, it's because he's got to find a way to rile his team up right now. Camaris has played a solid game, but he just hasn't been the hero when he's needed to be. It's not his fault. This state team has to find a way to rally and do it quick. They cannot go into the intermission down 4.
No, NC State will need to find at least 1 goal, if not 2. They need to get this momentum back. They do in the faceoff. They take it back into their own zone. Bly looking for McDonald up at center ice, can't find him. And it's dumped back in by the Cavaliers. In they go. Kren with it now for NC State, pressured by Herter. He gets it up the boards to Banashevitz, who leaves it for McDonald. McDonald fans on the pass, but it makes its way back to Kren. One-time pass from Bly up the near side to Heyman. Cross-ice pass, Banashevitz. They have a 3-on-2 coming. Banashevitz shot blocked away by Livingston. Thrown behind the net by Banashevitz, but taken back by McCullum. McCullum up the boards, looking for Herter. Poked away by Bly, back towards Camaris. It's taken by Kren. NC State has it in the form of Kren. Up the boards to Banashevitz. He looks center for Heyman, but he has it picked off by Herter and dumped back. Back in his own zone, Bly. He finds McDonald, takes it between his legs and pokes it up into the Virginia zone. Cleared back out by Herter at the red line, near side. Bly looking for Banashevitz, cross ice, can't find him. McCullum retreats, gives it to Livingston, cross ice pass. Up to Herter now. He's knocked off the puck by Bly, who gets it out. Herter just dumps it deep. And it'll be taken by Kren behind the net. He looks to leave it for McDonald. Miscommunication there, though, and it's taken back by the Cavaliers. Behind the net now again in the NC State zone. Kren looks to dump it out, but this forecheck for Virginia really has NC State puzzled right now.
I can't explain this. Virginia right now looks like the team who was the 2013 ACCHO runner-up, not the NC State Wolfpack.
And Kren got away with the play there. He knocked the stick out of a Virginia Cavalier hand. No penalty called, though. Williams now for Virginia down in the NC State zone. Behind the net, Sprankle leaves it for Kren. He tries to get it out, but again knocked away by Virginia. Centering pass poked out of danger by Sprankle and taken back by Kristoff. Kristoff up the left wing, pressured by Pollock. He has it taken away. Now Williams with it again. Williams finds Eisman, who dumps it deep behind the net. Camaris will take it for NC State. He leaves it for Sprankle, but he's pressured. He's having trouble getting control of it. Now Bieberdorf with it. He's knocked off the puck by Friedman. Up the boards now, Kristoff, his centering pass looking for Oakley, picked off by Dan Glavin. Pollock with it now. Up the boards, he has Friedman at the blue line, dumps it in, looking for Burke, but Burke doesn't quite get to it. Now in the corner, Kristoff takes it away, dumps it up the sideboards. Friedman has it. Right point now. Sliding, looking to make a block was Bieberdorf, but Pollock gives it off to Friedman. That shot blocked away on the right side by Sprankle into the corner. Bieberdorf will bring it up, and he'll clear it out of the zone as he takes a hit. And we'll have a penalty. We'll see who it's on. It's going to be a high stick, and I believe it's on Virginia.
Virginia's box door is open right now. Protesting rather vehemently. I can't tell. I think this is going to go against Dickey. He's the one who's having a conversation with the official right now. Nobody's been sent to the box yet, Chris. It is going to be Dickey, though.
Yeah, so Dickey will get the penalty. And NC State needs to capitalize on this penalty. They've had too many power plays that they haven't put in tonight, and this is another one. 5-1 the score in favor of Virginia. 3:40 left in the second period. NC State is trailing. In the corner now, setting up the power play, Blue. He'll bring it in top of the circle, still with it, looking to get it down low for Farhat. Has it picked off and sent back up, but kept in at the point by Stryker. He finds Nelson near corner, who still has it. Nelson will hold. He's got nowhere to go with it, though. Pressured by Herter, now down behind the net to Blue. Blue will circle out in front, wrist shot. Chested down and into the corner by Montgomery. Now behind the net with it, Nelson. Nelson has it knocked away by Finley, but he'll get it back again behind the net from Farhat. Back up to the point to Sprankle, then back to Nelson sideboards. Nelson down low to Farhat, one-time pass looking for Blue, can't find him, and the puck will get out of the zone with 1:10 left on the power play.
Is some positive to take away from that, though, is the fact that NC State is starting to pass the puck.
That slap shot from Nelson catches the glass. It got deflected in front. Blue has a man wide open, and Stryker doesn't look for him. Off the post, it doesn't go in. A great shot from Blue. The clearance glove down by Stryker. His shot knocked away by Montgomery. NC State getting great pressure here. 50 seconds left on the power play. 2.5 minutes left in the period. Nelson circling. He gives it right point to Sprankle. They crisscross. Nelson now right circle. Cross ice pass. They score! Tom Stryker makes it 5-2. A power play goal for NC State.
It's the exact same play Virginia ran. They get a dose of their own medicine. The last power play goal for Virginia. You overload to one side. Stryker's the trailing defenseman. You find him with a pass, and it's right in the back of the net. No chance right there for Montgomery. It's a great play by NC State, and don't count out the Wolfpack yet.
They are down 3 still, but they do have 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this period. So they will have a chance to get another goal, and they'll have their top line out there now in Sunda, Fredenberg, and Engel. They've been a great line, a very productive line for this team the past couple of years. Virginia, though, wins the face-off. The clearance pass taken. Kroglian in, and he misses the net. NC State has been very sloppy coming out of their zone. That's the third time in the last 5 or 10 minutes that they've given away the puck in their own zone. Kren will get it up right side to Engel. He's looking for Fredenberg, deflected down into the corner now. Livingston will loft it up, but high and not far. But he'll take it back in his own circle right of his net. Now off the glass and out all the way down to Bly at his own blue line. He gives it across to Kren. Kren, far side, will send it all the way down. They're waving off the icing call. Livingston will take it along the sideboards. Poked further by Sunda.
No, and Ben Foley immediately put up his hands. Every Virginia player was ready for the whistle. NC State was back behind and actually won the race.
1:25 left in the period. Fredenberg has it taken away behind the net by Foley. Livingston in the corner dumps it out. Looking for Kroglian, can't find him. This puck will trickle down. Icing waved off. Kren will take it in the near corner. Kren in his own zone leaves it for Sunda up the left boards, but Kroglian takes it back. He looks to center it, but can't to Burke.
That's the first true miscue NC State has been able to take advantage of. There was nobody up in the middle of that Virginia Cavaliers slot area. That's a turnover for NC State's favor.
Sunda brings it out in front. He's got some space. He gets hooked, no penalty. He leaves it for Sprankle, who dumps it back down in the corner looking for Sunda. Taken away by Burke, and he'll throw it behind his own net for Pollock. 43 seconds left in the period. NC State trailing 5-2 to Virginia. DeQ loses it. Now McDonald will bring it up left side. He leaves it for Fredenberg. Miscommunication, and it's poked back along by DeQ.
That's one of those plays you really don't want to see NC State have to continue to make. The drop passes are very rarely successful at this level.
Banashevitz can't get past Pollock. He was looking for the breakaway, dumped immediately back in by the Cavaliers. 15 seconds left in the period, played by Pollock in his own zone for Virginia. He gets it up to DeQ, now up to Burke. Burke has it poked away by Banashevitz, now Heyman. 10 seconds left in the period. NC State needs to get it in quickly. Heyman looks to center it, blocked away by Friedman behind the net. Centered out in front, NC State can't get a shot off, and the horn will sound. So NC State will head to the second intermission as we have a little bit of a skirmish after the play. Heyman frustrated, but NC State nevertheless will head to the break down 5-2. And Drew, what was the story of this period?
Virginia dominated. It's just a simple fact of the matter. They did everything right that period. They established their centers in the slot area. As a result, you see the goals scored. McCollum, Winter, Friedman, Up at the point, courtesy of a deflection, a goal comes from the one player we have unmarked on our roster tonight. Virginia is doing an outstanding job converging to the front of the net. Alternatively, NC State made just about every mistake you could in the book. They're turning over the puck. They're not utilizing their spacing. They're not capitalizing on the power plays. The good news is they get the last goal in that period. So there is a slight chance of hope, a glimmering ray of sunshine, but it's going to have to be a 3-goal comeback in the third period, and that is a very tall order for this Wolfpack team.
Well, we'll see what happens when the third period rolls around. As for now, we'll be right back with the second intermission report. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack.
Drew Blevins here during the second intermission report alongside the man behind the mustache, head coach Mike Gazzillo. Coach Gazzillo, this is uncharted territory for NC State for the first time being down not 1 but 2 but 3 goals. How do you orchestrate a comeback in this type of deficit?
Well, I think we just got to stop making so many mental mistakes. You know, we got to start winning some battles, and we just got to start making some smarter passes. I think that'll just take care of the problem right there.
The other thing is NC State actually is out-shooting Virginia, but Virginia is out-chancing the Wolfpack. How do you turn shots into possible scoring opportunities moving forward?
Well, first off, we got to hit the net, because the stuff that's going wide isn't helping us any. So, I mean, we got to address that. And we just got to get guys finishing at the net. And I think if we do that, I mean, it's not like he's not going to give up a couple of rebounds. He is. We just have to be ready for them.
4 out of Virginia's 5 goals have come from inside the slot area, from passes back behind the net and rebound opportunities. How does that defense start to guard that slot area?
I mean, we've talked about it, and it's just a matter of getting behind them, getting between Nick and their player, and we're not doing that. We're not reacting quick enough to it. So, again, that's mental errors. They know better. They've done better. It's just we just got to focus a little more.
Climbing a mountain is done one step at a time. What's the first step your team has to take to try to orchestrate this comeback?
Win some 50-50s, win some battles for the puck. That'll be the first thing, because then we'll have more puck position. Then we get into the zone, we get shots on net, we get guys crashing. If we can do that, I mean, that's kind of what we did with Georgetown last night. You know, we weren't down necessarily in the score. It was tied, but if you think about going into that period, we lost the period. So in a way, we were down. So that's what we got to do.
Coach, best of luck in the third period.
Yeah, thanks. We need it.
We'll see if the North Carolina State Wolfpack can pull off a rally in Raleigh. Third period coming your way. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television.
Third period as NC State needs a big comeback against the Virginia Cavaliers. They gave up 4 goals in that last period. They trail 5-2 now, and they have 20 minutes to turn that around. And Drew, what do you think it's going to take?
It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take everybody pulling their own weight, doing yeoman's work. I don't think it's going to take puck luck. This NC State team has proven to be a third period type of squad, but they're just going to have to start executing. Quite plain and simple as that.
So now Virginia will bring it back up, deflected up. Looked like it might have hit the NC State bench, but play goes on. The shot from McCullum on the right side, covered up by Camaris. And the faceoff will stay in the NC State zone. Faceoff to Camaris' left. They still battle for it. It'll be won by NC State, taken back by Fredenberg. He's knocked off the puck by Herder, who leaves it at the blue line for Livingston, who will dump it all the way back down. No icing. There will be icing. So NC State will get an offensive zone faceoff. And this is somewhere NC State has done a good job creating some scoring chances, Drew. Last night we saw Mackie Heyman at the very end of the first period get a pass off the faceoff and rip one home to give NC State a lead.
Yeah, and ripping one off of that far side wing is always a good option here. You got the opposite side shot. It looks like that's what they wanted to try to do.
That shot deflects off the pad of Montgomery and down into the corner. A good shot from Sprankle at the point. Kept in on the right boards by McDonald, but he loses it. And the Cavaliers will bring it back out. Dump it down, picked up at the blue line by Cook. He leaves it for Sprankle, now back out for Banishevitz. Banishevitz, left side, centering pass, Mackie Heyman, and a great save by Montgomery.
Oh my. Montgomery's really got to be careful. If a goaltender gets up like that, he's technically the third guy in. That could be called a penalty. And Chris, what you're really going to start to see now is tempers are going to start to flare. You're going to see both teams starting to reach a boiling point. Virginia understands they're on the precipice of victory. NC State understands that they are a long way away from being anywhere close to to securing a W. So a lot of rough stuff coming up this period, I predict.
And Mackie Heyman, one of the more energetic players on the team, I would say. So it's not surprising to see him in there. Centering pass misses Banashevitz, but kept in by Pansley, gives it to Heyman, who shoves it behind the net. Banashevitz with it again. Centering pass, no look, but nobody there. Stryker keeps it in at the point. Corner to Banashevitz. Wrist shot, sticked away by Montgomery. Behind the net now, Foley knocked off. Along the sideboards, they battle for it. McDonald giving it in the corner to Heyman. Taken away, though, and out by the Cavaliers. Up they come. This is Robbie Williams down the left wing. He brings it in. He's got a man trailing an Eisman. He leaves it for Eisman, top of the circle. He's knocked off the puck, stuck in his skates, taken by McDonald, looking for Banashevitz, who pokes it away, and he's going to try and get in past his man, but he can't. That's Robbie Williams who picks it up for the Cavaliers. 8:13 remaining in the game. NC State trailing by 3. All the way down. Taken up by the Wolfpack. Cross-ice pass to Blue, centering pass for far right, misses in the slot, and Nelson goes wide with it. Back in front off the boards, Blue sends it right into the gut of Montgomery. Now Farhat getting into it a little bit.
But now you're starting to see the generation of chances here. That may have been very poorly put by myself. NC State is manufacturing their scoring opportunities is what I meant to say there. And now, not quite 3 minutes into this period, it's very, very important for them to get out to a good start, and they're doing that thus far.
Absolutely. NC State's done a great job. They certainly seem to be the better team right now. The faceoff one forward, poked into the corner by Montgomery. Bly keeps it in at the point, back behind the net. Nelson, plenty of space. Pollock gets his stick back. He's given one as there's a broken stick. Now around sideboards, back in front now Kren. Kren top of the circle, shot. Pad save made by Montgomery, and the rebound in the skates of Nelson. He's not able to put it on net. Pinching Bly, he keeps it in. Looks to center, off a stick to Blue. Now Nelson in the slot, spinning, gives it to Blue, spinning again, and that one stopped by the pad. A slash coming from number 13, Ben Foley, on Nelson. No call, though. In the corner, they battle for it. Nelson knocks his man off the puck, taken back by Blue. Blue trying to get in front. He's got Nelson in the slot, but he loses the puck. Getting it back, high slot, turning around top of the left circle. Blue shot deflected wide and up into the netting. A great sequence there for NC State. They had some great chances, Drew, but they just haven't quite found the back of the net yet.
They were trying to capitalize on Montgomery losing his stick on the backboard. That's the reason you saw the defenseman handing his stick off to the goaltender. However, a little bit more promising, one guy who still impressed me, even though State is down 3 goals, Dan Blue. 3 shots last period, already 3 shots this period, all coming from inside that crucial slot area. I look for him to lead the charge and probably get that first goal.
He will have to wait till his next shift as Bieberdorf, Kristoff, and Oakley are out there for NC State. On the point, Kren and Bly. Kren's shot goes just wide from the point, back down into the corner now. Bly gives it to Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf shovels it behind the net, flipped up around the glass and into the netting by the Cavaliers. So again, an offensive face-off for NC State.
And right now, NC State is out shooting the Cavaliers 5-1 in this period, and we're barely past the 3-minute mark.
16:40 left in the third period. Kren gets it off the face-off. His shot blocked down by Burke, and Burke will bring it up the left wing. 3-on-2 for Virginia. Crossing shot off the stick of Bly. It tries to get back out in front, but it doesn't. Kren looking for a stretch pass to Kristoff. Can't find him. Turned immediately back by Virginia. They'll retreat back to their own blue line. Throw it in from the red line. That one deflected by Kristoff down into the corner. It'll be taken by Michael Kren. He gives it up to Matt Oakley. Oakley will bring it up across the blue line where he leaves it right side for Bieberdorf, who will throw it deep. Down into the quarter, fighting for it now. Kristoff trying to center the puck, but it's still loose behind the net. Kristoff knocked down. Oakley will take it down on the goal line. Bieberdorf now in the corner, near side. Circling. Centering pass looking for Bieberdorf. Just missed him, but it's kept in at the line by Cook. Actually, it came out. Oakley will touch it. Cook not quite able to save it, and it's offsides, NC State.
No, but it's a good effort given by NC State. Now you're starting to see a new dimension coming out in this hockey game. Both teams are getting very physical, not now only after the whistles, but also during the play. A lot more body checks being laid, and I think that actually favors NC State. They've got a little bit of a size advantage.
The big line for NC State, Sunda, Engel, and Fredenberg out there now. They've got Sprankle and Cook on defense. Brought back in by Virginia, stolen away by Cook. He gives it up to the blue line, right side. Fredenberg now looking for Sunda all the way back in on Montgomery, who immediately freezes.
And now Montgomery has to change his mindset a little bit. In the first period, we talked about wanting to get whistles, slowing everything down. Well, now up 3 goals, you want to start to run that clock. You've got to play it out into the corner right there, or else this is the result. NC State has another offensive zone draw.
And NC State has 5 of their best players on the ice right now. You don't want to give it to them in the offensive zone. Cook, right point. He leaves it for Engel, centering Sunda, high slot. His slap shot off the boards behind the net. And a penalty, tripping penalty on Fredenberg. He got caught up in the skates of Bobby Finley behind the net. So a power play for Virginia will alleviate the pressure that NC State's been able to put on for just a little while.
Yeah, and this is a very costly penalty. It's Fredenberg, so you're going to lose a little bit of speed on the penalty kill. And now Virginia has an opportunity. Chris, I think if they score a goal right here, this game's as good as over.
I think that the players on the ice understand that too. I expect to see a very desperate NC State team here trying to keep the puck out from in front of their net. Face-off won by Virginia, back to the point. Livingston gives it around to Friedman. Back to Burke. Livingston at the point again. That slap shot deflected wide up top by Sunda. Friedman behind the net now. In the corner, pressured by Sprankle. He knocks him off the puck and pokes it behind. Cook doesn't go around for it. He's beaten to it now by Burke, who picks it up for Virginia. Circling around sideboard, leaves it in the corner for Friedman. Friedman spins around, back along the sideboards. He holds on to it. Top of the circle, down low, he finds Winter below the goal line. Back up far side, Glavin at the point. Over near side for Livingston, who will throw it down into the corner for Friedman again. Friedman circling, back up to the point again, Livingston. Livingston's going to wind up, slap shot, hits somebody in front. It'll be brought back by NC State. A short-handed odd man rush, Engel and Sunda. Sunda's shot, deflected, rebound, pops up and picked up by the glove of Montgomery, and he holds on. A good chance for NC State, but they needed a better one there.
No, that's a really good rush for NC State. I'll agree with you. That's going to give them a little bit of momentum, and it was all sprung on the fact that shot hit off of Maury Winter right in front.
Offensive zone face-off for the Wolfpack, lost though, and taken behind the net by Herter for the Cavaliers. He finds Karoglian, who loses it sideboards, pressured by Kristoff. Back to Herter behind the net, circling. He'll hesitate, now bring it up cross ice for Karoglian. Karoglian leaves it left wing, dumped all the way down behind the net. Camaris will stop it there, looking for Bly. Miscommunication though, Karoglian with it in the corner. Back up to the point. Now sideboards Karoglian, lots of space. Centering pass, shot stopped by Camaris from McCullum. Behind the net now, Karoglian. Wilkinson looking for it. Short side, doesn't get it back to the point. Cross ice pass, looking for McCullum. Through his legs though. 17 seconds left on the penalty to Fredenberg. Cleared out by Farhat. 13:24 left in the game. Herter brings it up across the blue line near side. Goes past his teammate Karoglian and gets it deep. The power play now expires and Fredenberg back on the ice. Here comes McDonald streaking down the left wing into the corner. Centering pass looking for Mackey. Heyman can't find him, and the puck trickles out of the zone where it'll be taken by Stryker. He gives it to Sprankle, now back across near side for Heyman. Up for McDonald, too far though, McDonald pokes it deep. Wrapping it around the boards, picked up by Heyman, now back to the point, Stryker. Quick wrist shot, deflects off the shin pad of a man in front for Virginia into the corner, taken back up by Wilkinson. He loses it, taken back off the boards by Heyman, but he can't handle it, and Robbie Williams knocks it back.
For the first time this game, NC State has really been lagging behind in the speed battle, and you're starting to see the fatigue start to wear on the Wolfpack.
And they did finish their game a little bit later than Virginia last night, although Virginia took overtime to win their game. Behind the net now, the Cavaliers hold on to it. Robbie Williams picks it up. Centering pass, he finds Eisman, wrist shot, score! And that might do it. 6-2 Virginia. Great centering pass from Robbie Williams. He finds Doug Eisman, high slot, and he puts it home. and NC State trails by 4.
The last time NC State lost a game was the ACCHL final against Georgetown. The time before that, it was against Navy and then Liberty. That was it last season, okay? Those were close games. NC State forces overtime, shootouts, plays competitive hockey and keeps it close. For the first time in now 2 years, NC State is being utterly dominated by a team that nobody would have expected to come out of the blue.
And in my time here at Wolfpack Sports Television, I have not seen them lose at home either. They are very good at home, and now they don't have a big crowd. It's fall break, and you can see around the boards there aren't very many people here, and definitely aren't many students, which are the ones that make a lot of noise. So you think maybe some of that thunder gone, NC State struggling. But they really need goals quick from the point. Cook's wrist shot knocked down just wide by Nelson, now cleared all the way out. It'll be icing with 11:37 remaining in the period. And NC State trailing 4, they have an offensive zone face-off.
Now, Chris, I do think it is worth mentioning that in the game prior to this one between the University of North Carolina Tar Heels and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, Wake Forest had the same lead, 6-2. Carolina comes back and with under 6 minutes scores 3 goals, doesn't complete the comeback, but comes dangerously close to.
And if anyone's going to make this comeback, it's going to be NC State. They are very explosive offensively. We saw that last night. And they are always very strong in the third period as offsides as Virginia. They put up 3 goals in the third period last night to win 7-4. And the last time we were here against Elon, they put up 5 goals in the third period.
Yeah, they're a third period team, but if you're going to start trying to make a comeback, you got to do it quickly. I say you got to have a goal by the 10-minute mark.
That gives NC State just a minute and 25 seconds to get there. 11:24 now remaining in the game. NC State trailing by 4. The wrist shot from the left side from Friedman is easily held by Camaris, and there will be a face-off in the NC State zone. Bieberdorf will take the face-off for NC State. He's up against Trip Burke. Face-off won back by Bieberdorf, taken by Panzel. He tries to clear it out. It gets past Friedman, but not all the way out. A big hit by Bieberdorf, and he's going to get called for boarding. Trip Burke saying it's got to be 5. He wants 5 for that penalty. We'll see what the referee calls. But that clearly drew some frustration on the NC State side.
And that's Bieberdorf being rather undisciplined. If this does turn out to be a 5-minute major, this is as good as over, but right now they've just assessed him a minor. And Thomas Livingston was right there. You were on top of it, Chris. He's audible because there's no crowd here. He was lobbying for that major penalty. I think he's got a legitimate beef there, but since his teammate was not injured, the minor penalty is most likely the most appropriate call here.
Either way, it'll be another power play for Virginia. They've done a great job capitalizing on some of these chances. It's the face-off one back to Dan Glavin. He's got it near side at the point. Cross ice now right point. Livingston wrist shot off the pad of Camaris into the corner. It'll be taken by Friedman. Friedman in the corner. Dances with it into the circle. Behind the net, give and go with Winter, but it's broken up by NC State. Sliding in is Livingston to knock the puck away from Alec Engel. Behind the net now, Engel slaps it out and all the way down the ice to Montgomery. 1:28 left on the power play for the Cavaliers. 10.5 minutes left in this game, and NC State desperately needs to find some offense, even though they're killing a penalty right now.
No, that's just it. Even though you're shorthanded, now you got to start looking at making rushes, springing the puck forward, flipping pucks ahead for breakaway opportunities. The bigger stat you said right there is the fact that there's 10.5 minutes remaining in this game. The power play becomes irrelevant. Any penalties you take at this point become irrelevant. You want to try to keep it even strength or in your favor if possible, but State has to abandon all sorts of defensive mindedness and quickly.
So it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Cavaliers. It'll be taken by McCullum. He wins it sideboards, taken by Karoglian. Blue tries to knock it away at the point unsuccessfully, though. Karoglian half boards. Plays catch with his defenseman on the point. Back down low for McCullum. Over to Wilkinson, back to McCullum in front, and a great save made by Camaris there. He stood up tall and stopped that one from getting above him.
No, and those are stops that you would have liked to had earlier in the second period. But nonetheless, give Camaris credit. He's really battling his way through this. It's been a tough game for him as for everyone else, but he's sticking through it.
We just passed the halfway mark of the third period. 45 seconds left on the penalty to Bieberdorf for NC State. as Virginia brings it back down in. Kevin McCullum dumps it down into the corner. It'll be taken by Sprankle for NC State. Sprankle fighting with Wilkinson and McCullum for it. He gets it up the sideboards, but is kept in by Virginia. Sprankle going at it again with Wilkinson. Now poked out by Blue. NC State would have had a 2-on-1 chance if they had gotten to the puck, but Fredenberg and Blue not fast enough. Now Karoglian bringing it back in. Centering pass looking for Wilkinson through his skates. 15 seconds left on the power play. Freeman with it there. Centering pass off the crossbar. It may have caught the glove of Camaris there as McCullum ripped a wrist shot there that just missed.
And he's begging for another goal. He's been so on cue tonight, finding his position, using his speed, and once again you see the power of just a simple wrist shot right there.
Now the face-off to Camaris' glove side. It looks like the referee making sure that the players are all strapped up with their helmets. That's a big safety thing there. You don't want your helmet coming off in the middle of a play.
No, you most certainly do not.
Face-off one forward by the Cavaliers, but it's taken by Bly and thrown all the way down. Penalty now has expired. Vanashevitz pressuring Montgomery down there. And NC State looks to put the puck in the net here. They've got it controlled in the offensive zone. Vanashevitz gets the pass from Heyman. He leaves it for Bly far side. Now down along the sideboards for McDonald. He looks for Vanashevitz, has it stolen away by Eisman. Taken right back now by Vanashevitz. He's going to cross. Wrist shot goes just wide. It'll ring around the boards for Kren now on the right sideboards. Down into the corner for Mackie Heyman. Heyman battling with Glavin in there. He gets it to Banashevitz. Banashevitz now behind the net working hard. Pressured by Pollock. Loose puck picked up by McDonald behind the net. He circles now right corner. Leaves it for Heyman. Has it poked away and now taken by Dan Glavin. He's knocked off the puck by Banashevitz. Taken up by Eisman. Cross-ice pass poked away by Kren. But Glavin will pick it up for Virginia and dump it deep after gaining the red line. 8:10 left in the game. Misplayed by Camaris. Off the post, a wide open net. Virginia can't capitalize.
And if the game is not already out of reach for NC State, had that gone in the back of the net, it is over and done with.
Bad pass. Mackie Heyman can't quite pick it up. He has it sideboards. Far side, he's going to throw it into the corner. It'll be taken by Farhat, and Heyman will go off for a change. Behind the net, Farhat looking to get in front. No one in the center, though he tries to go there with it. Has it stolen away. Blue working hard. Gets the puck back at the point to Farhat. He knocks it down into the corner. Blue and Farhat down there now. Knocked up and out by Finley for Virginia. Winter now gives chase for the Cavaliers, but it'll be taken by Nelson for NC State. Cross-ice pass just out of the reach of Blue, but he'll take it off the boards in the far side corner. He turns back around. He has it poked away, and it'll be taken back. And Karoglian will pick up the loose puck in one-on-one with Panzel. Panzel, great poke check. Takes it away. Back up the boards, Blue. He gives it to Farhat. He's got Nelson coming in. He'll find him center. Nelson has it poked away at the defense. Now behind the net, Livingston knocks it around the boards, sideboards. Nelson's pass knocked away. One-timer striker blocked by Glavin. Great play.
That's a huge play for Virginia, even though NC State is still down 4 goals. If that goes in the back of the net, the glimmer of hope is still present. And Virginia constantly throughout this game, the Cavaliers have played for each other and been willing to sacrifice.
Errant pass all the way down behind the NC State net, picked up by Panzel now near side. Deflects off some sticks and out, but knocked right back in by Virginia. That pass from Panzel looking for Kristoff, can't find him cross ice. The clearance brought back up, though, by NC State. Oakley brings it in. Center shot. Blocker save. The rebound. Striker scores! And NC State is looking to get back into this game. 6:15 remaining, but they've cut it to a 3-goal deficit now.
Yeah, you really hope for NC State especially this is not going to be a case of too little too late. It very well may be, though. Nonetheless, they've taken the first principal step forward to trying to get back into this contest.
So the count now 6-3 in favor of the Virginia Cavaliers. But NC State picks up the goal, and maybe most importantly, they've tied the period now 1-1. Because if they do get another goal, they can pick up a point at least.
Well, right now they would have picked up a point because they split the first period. And really, as you look at the point system of this Stephen Russell tournament, it's points by period and 2 points for the game. So if NC State can rob Virginia of a 4.5-point win, it is a very, very, very minuscule victory.
Shot from the right wing there, handled by Cavilers. But as you were saying, Drew, NC State really looking to get those points to try and stay in the running for this Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament trophy. NC State wins the faceoff. Engel fans on the clearing pass. Now off the skate of Fredenberg and out, handled by McCullum. He gives it back to Glavin. Deflected in on the clearance pass by Herder, one of the assistant captains on this Cavalier squad. Taken back by Sprinkle, he gives it to Engel. Cross-ice pass, he finds Fredenberg. Fredenberg just has to get past Pollock. He's knocked off the puck. A great play by Pollock to limit the NC State scoring chance and not allow them to get in front. Again, Fredenberg knocked off the puck. He tries to center it, though, and Glavin knocks that puck into the corner. They fight for it now. Sunda knocks his man off the puck. It gets out in front, and jumping on it is Montgomery. And Glavin gives a couple shots to Engel out in front, but smartly Engel will walk away.
No, and right there, you just see Alec Engel staying away from the retaliation, trying to draw a penalty if he can. But let's go back to that play right there. Fredenberg catches that pass fairly cleanly for the most part, and then stands still. It's almost like these NC State Wolfpack players are looking for a pass primarily. You can't afford to do that right now. If he starts chugging his feet, I think he ends up beating the defender.
And it looks like Glavin will get maybe a roughing penalty, or it looks like they'll both go. Engel still arguing with the referee. The NC State penalty box has not opened up yet.
I'm going to have to agree with Engel on this call. He had nothing to do with that. He skated away. Completely and totally skated away, and Tom Stryker is immediately right there to have the conversation. There's a legitimate beef on that NC State bench right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Engel got the call. As you said, he walked away. He got out in front, played till the whistle, maybe a little bit after, but that's not a reason to make a call. Glavin pulled him down from behind. Engel didn't give him any shots. He just walked away. I'm not sure why Engel is in the box right now, but he is.
And this is really odd. These should be matching minor penalties, so it should remain 5-on-5, but the officials are going to call it 4-on-4. And this is a breach of the rules here, Chris. Those are both roughing penalties down low. Those are matching minors. This should be 5-a-side hockey, so there's clearly a legitimate beef right there for NC State.
Now, I will say more space on the ice will allow NC State to try and stretch it and use their speed. But you're right, it should be 5-on-5 as Mackie Heyman brings it into the zone. He has it taken away by Jergarjan. His pass looking for Winter doesn't get there. One-timer bouncing in on Montgomery. He gets it off the chest and then covers up the rebound.
Good job right there by Sprankle to try to steer something toward the net. There was a little bit of traffic there. Nearly caught a lucky bounce as well.
Yeah, and the puck was on edge when he hit it, so we saw it bounce. Unfortunately, it bounced straight up and down. It didn't get a funky bounce to one side or another because it might have found the net. Heyman will take the face-off. Far side, he wins it immediately to Sprinkle. Wrist shot, pad save made. Rebound loose in the slot, picked up by Banashevitz, and he throws it just wide of the net. Sprinkle pinching, he's going to take a one-timer. He scores! And NC State's right back in it. 4:40 to go, the score 6-4 now. Look out, Virginia. NC State has found some momentum.
I'm not sure what that hit on the way through or if it hit anything. That is the strangest shot I've ever seen. It looked like a knuckleball in baseball that comes off the sideboards. Montgomery's tracking, then at the last second it just ducks right down. It looked like it was going to beat him over the shoulder, and then it comes right down and beats him in that odd little place above the pad, below the arm. NC State, the light is shining dimly, but it's there nonetheless.
And 2 goals in 4.5 minutes is not out of the possibility for NC State. Blue comes in, he has it knocked away. Nelson tries to get it loose in the slot, but Livingston will clear it out and all the way down. And they're not going to wave it. Livingston is upset. I could hear him coming down the ice. He's like, you're going to wave that one, you got to wave that one. And the linesman did not concur. Still talking to him now, Livingston. He's the captain of this Virginia Cavaliers squad.
You know, I think Livingston may be right on that one. That puck was really gyrating, not moving straight down the ice. But it was a good job by NC State to maybe put on the brakes those last 10 to 15 feet.
And sometimes to get an icing call, you have to sell it a little bit. NC State with it now at their own blue line. Blue will dump it all the way down into the far corner. Picked up by Virginia, sent up for DeQ. DeQ trying to get it out on the sideboards, glove down by Cook and kept in. Loose puck up and knocked off the puck was DeQ, and they're going to call a hand pass.
I think that entire NC State bench heaved a big sigh of relief. That whistle fooled me. I thought they were going to call a penalty on the hit against DeQ.
And it was close. I believe it was Blue who made the hit. Was close to interference, but they will call the hand pass. Farhat will take the face off for NC State. He wins it back. Kren with it. One-timer deflected just wide by McDonald, who's out there on the offensive pairing on this 4-on-4 with Farhat. He fights along the boards for it with Pollock. Pollock wins that battle. They clear the zone now, 2-on-2, NC State, McDonald and Farhat. McDonald shot right in and easily handled by Montgomery. 16 seconds left on the penalties to Glavin and Engel.
And Chris, right there, that's a young bit of leadership. That's a very heady play by McDonald, understanding the situation. Throw the puck to the net. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to get a whistle.
Pinching, Kren keeps it in. He gets it down deep. Picked up now by Foley, who throws it around for Pollock. This won't get out, though. Off the skates of Bly. He throws it in on net, sticked aside by Montgomery, and picked up again by Foley. He'll come out immediately. The penalties are over. We're back to full strength. Thrown in there by Jergarjan. All the way around. Farhat has it taken away. Lazy play there by Farhat. He let him come in. Now with it, Friedman around behind the net. Centering pass, can't find Herder. One-timer coming from Jergarjan goes wide. 2:54 left in the game. NC State trailing by 2. Trying to get back into this one. Loose in front, still there. A pile in front. The puck still in the skates of the players. NC State tips it out, and it'll be knocked into the corner by Virginia. Picked up now by Foley. He's knocked off the puck by Engel very hard, and he got 2 hits on that one. I don't think it was dirty, but he did get a second hit, and he's down, and he's hurt. NC State still playing, though. Farhat flips it off just wide, and the referee finally going to blow the whistle. Virginia furious that the play didn't stop earlier. And Murbach immediately out, and it looks like he is down. He is furious with the referee. That is, I believe that is Foley. That's Ben Foley. And they think Engel went after him. I disagree. He got him with the shoulder-to-shoulder hit, and then it looked like Foley came back off the boards and just unfortunately ran right into the shoulder of Engel again and hit the boards again.
Chris, this is one of the small intricacies of the game that you would only understand if you played. Completely agree with your assessment. The hit is clean. However, he hits him in this red zone area about 2 to 3 steps off the boards. No matter what way you get hit, sideways, forwards, or backwards, your head is going to hit the boards in a very precarious situation right there. It's going to careen itself, and either you're going to hit with the crown of your head or you're going to get your neck snapped backwards. So it looks very, very bad. I've never been hit that way in my playing career, but I know people who have. No matter how hard that hit is, it's going to hurt, not because of the way the hit's delivered, but because of the way you fall into it. It's not Engel's fault right there. But I got to, Virginia, once again, this is teamwork. They're showing that. They're supporting their team. They're trying to rile something up and being able to finish off this game.
And it did look like Foley's helmet might have been a little bit loose. You can see at center ice, he spit out a little bit of blood there. I think he got cut in the mouth. So it looks like there will be a timeout. I'm not sure if Virginia took it or if NC State took it, but both teams gathered around their benches.
Neither team took it. These officials are down here discussing this for themselves. And I think if anything happened, there may have been a penalty called on that far end, but I think every official let this one go. And the captains are certainly right there to have the discussion with them.
That's right. You see number 22, Stefan Herder, is down there. You see him trying to clean up this blood a little bit here. But you see Stryker right here next to the referees, waiting to get an explanation and figure out what's going to happen here. If Engel will get a penalty, I don't think he will. But we'll see. And certainly, 2:26 left in this game. It's a tight game again, only 2 goals. We know NC State can score quickly. They could tie this game up, but Engel certainly is going to have to keep his head up.
Engel's got to keep his head up because there are going to be players in that Cavalier orange uniform that are going to want to take a run at him. If I was Mike Gazzillo, though, I'm going to put him right back out there because you've got teammates that are going to be willing to stand up for him. And if Virginia does take a run at him illegally, you're going to draw a penalty. That's a power play. You're back into it. You can send him out there again and see who you're going to bait out there. And then you're going to have the extra attacker by pulling the goaltender. So this is all very conceivable in the mind, but execution is a totally different story.
Exactly. And, we say he's got to keep his head up. He's also going to have to be smart with his play because the referee is going to keep an eye on him because I don't think, and we don't know what's going on down there. We can't hear the discussion, but we don't think up here that it was really a dirty hit or a cheap shot. But still, the referees are going to have their eyes on Engel.
Right, and Ben Foley's the player who goes down. You do have to be careful in those scenarios when you do strike back at the official who's only trying to look out for your well-being. There is such a penalty in hockey as abuse of the official, physical or mental and verbal. And right there, Foley may have been dangerously close to slapping at the official, which is a major penalty.
And I believe it was in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think it was Carcillo actually got suspended a game or two for exactly that, for hitting an official. You just cannot do that. So I was a little bit surprised when I saw that, but clearly no penalty there to Foley as we wait to get the center ice cleaned up. Still 2:26 left in this game, and NC State, they haven't played their best game, Drew, but they certainly have fought here in the third period, and clearly they have no one to fault but themselves for being down, but they certainly have shown some resilience.
It is miraculous to me that they played the first 5 minutes of this game and then about the last 10 minutes of this game, and they're only down 2 goals.
That just really shows you how good this NC State team is. We've seen them play a lot. We know this is not near their best hockey, and yet they still find a way to keep themselves in the game. And what do you expect to see from NC State? We're still waiting to see. At this point, it doesn't look like there are going to be any penalty calls. The officials still talking it over. Neither penalty box has opened yet, so it doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty. What do you expect to see from NC State here? And we still even don't know where the faceoff's going to be. Most likely it's going to be down in the offensive zone, but what do you expect to see?
Quite honestly, I expect to see a 5-man attack hockey. You can essentially set up in an umbrella power play style, even though you are going to be 5-on-5. Unless Virginia opts to play zone, yeah, you're going to have man-to-man coverage. That's where the state speed has to come around. Virginia, on the other hand, has to be careful. There's no telling when Camaras is going to come out of that net. I could see Mike Gazzillo making a move around 2 minutes to go. If the faceoff is down low and State establishes possession, it's not out of the realm of possibility to go ahead and yank him out of the net now within the next 10 seconds. But nonetheless, you're going to see NC State throw everything at the net. That's going to be the motto of these next 2.5 minutes, essentially. Whatever forward gets the puck, you don't want your defense shooting unless they've got a wide open shot lane. Forwards are going to pass the puck. As soon as somebody sees a wide open shot lane, the puck is going to the net. Montgomery's job for Virginia in the net, freeze everything. Cover it up. It's a 2-goal lead, not a 1-goal lead. So you don't want to run out the clock too quickly. Just make sure you're not going to give up a goal early in this segment of time.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, was when does Camaras come out? And as you said, he could come out at any time. Now the NC State box is open, and now they'll call a penalty on Alec Engel. And I agree. I would be furious with that call. I think that Virginia lobbied for it, and they got it. I'm not sure if the officials saw what happened because there was no penalty call when the play happened. The play continued for a couple more minutes, and it's a 5-minute major.
This is incredulous. I don't know how an arm doesn't go up on the initial hit, and then you have a conference about this is.
Now, maybe a linesman saw it. If a linesman saw it, obviously official may not have saw it, but if a linesman sees it and tells the referee.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And they should not be allowed to make that call. You cannot go back after the whistle. A linesman can talk to the official. As long as the play continues, you can call this penalty. But this is a disgrace to the integrity of the game right here. The officials have essentially taken this into their hands, and now they're going to determine this on a very iffy penalty call that's essentially made just because the player is bleeding after the hit. The hit delivered is clean. It's in a bad area, yes, no question about this. I don't know how Mike Gazzillo is keeping his cool right now. This is not a penalty.
No, and this really makes it tough on NC State. I'm also puzzled as to why Engel is in the penalty box. There's only 2.5 minutes left, a 5-minute major. He's not going to come out of the box.
He's got to serve it in case of overtime. In case there is a comeback, he has to be in the box.
So now NC State, you see immediately being very aggressive, 5-on-4 power play, and Virginia has the chance to score as many times as they want in these last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. but NC State needs to get this puck out and get it out fast. Friedman behind the net. NC State not pressuring. I'm surprised. They need to get this puck back. Back to the point. Livingston shot on, covered up by Camaris. The whistle's blown.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if NC State tries to send out a line here very, very shortly to get something riled up physically before or after the whistle. That's the only way they're going to be able to knock the puck out and loose.
Sunda will take the face-off for NC State. He gets it to Sprankle in the corner. He goes behind the net. Sunda will chase after it now. Under 2 minutes remaining in this game. In comes Fredenberg. He's got Sunda with him. Crossing, he loses it. Sunda, one-timer on the loose puck, is knocked down by Montgomery. Taken back by the Virginia Cavaliers in the form of Dan Glavin. He gives it up to Trip Burke. Knocked all the way back down by Cook. And Livingston will take it. He's going to burn some of the clock behind his own net. Sunda chases him behind, forces him out, all the way up to Friedman. Friedman down the left wing. He's got Cook there. Cook pokes it into the corner. 1:25 remaining in the game. NC State trailing by 2. They need desperately to score soon. Trip Burke to Maury Winter. Winter now in the corner for the Cavaliers. Far side up to the point. Holding now back down to Winter. Winter circling down into the corner. Holding, and NC State really not pressuring. It almost looks like they don't want to get this puck back.
No, I think Mike Gazzillo has really just opted to cut bait. He sees that the only people that are on his side in this game are the few players that have continued to play through the adversity, and that's not many of them. That's Blue, maybe Banashevitz. Other than that, this is a game destined for the NC State loss column. It's going to be a tough and bitter pill to swallow, especially in a tournament that you're hosting. But I think Mike Gazzillo is very, very clear on what the outcome of this game is going to be, and it's going to most likely be a 6-4 loss for his squad.
Just 45 seconds remaining in this game. NC State will have an offensive face-off. The shot from Banashevitz knocked up into the netting by Montgomery, but Virginia wins the face-off, and they'll burn some clock in their own end. All the way up to McCollum. He'll bring it in left side. Wrist shot. Glove save made by Camaris, and he'll hold with 31 seconds remaining.
And all this does is prolong the inevitable at this point. 31.1 seconds remaining. If you're the officials, though, you have to be very, very careful. Engel's going to be coming out of the box toward the handshake. Really, you want this game to end in the NC State defensive zone, so nothing's going to happen. Virginia will mob their goaltender for the win.
20 seconds remaining. Down to the Virginia blue line, taken back, gaining the red line, and throwing it in. The Cavaliers get it deep. Just 13 seconds remaining. Sprankle behind his net. Up the sideboard, Stryker tries to clear it out, but it's kept there by Herter. Centering pass off the side of the net, and the clock will wind down now at the blue line. Banashevitz picks it up. He'll fire one on at the buzzer, and that will do it. The final score, Virginia 6, NC State 4. And really, Drew, this is a bitter loss, as you said, for the Wolfpack.
It's a very bitter pill to swallow, but at the same time, this is a loss. Yes, it's going to be called self-inflicted, but the Virginia Cavaliers deserve to win this hockey game. They created so many opportunities by themselves. They manufactured all of their own offense. All of their goals are earned and well-deserved, if nothing else but simply by their solid and positional integrity. And also, let's not forget Ryan Montgomery as well. He faced a ton of shots, especially in this third period, from one of the best offensive attacks in ACHA hockey, and he stood tall to the challenge. Give that young man a lot of kudos as well.
And that will do it for tonight's game. We will be back tomorrow. As a part of this tournament, there will be an all-star game, Drew. You and I will be here to call it the North versus the South. But as for this game, NC State falls to Virginia. The final score, 6-4. We'll be right back with the post-game report. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack.
Drew Blevins here alongside the NC State men's ice hockey coach Mike Gazzillo after the first loss in the season. State falls to 3-1 on the year. Coach, first loss of the season. It's obviously a depressing time here at the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. Describe the emotions going on in that locker room.
It was very quiet. You know, on the bench, I hear the guys talking about the things they need to do, and then they go out and they're doing the things they're not supposed to be doing. And they recognize it, and they know that you can't come out and play in the third period and try to make up for 2 periods before that. And, you know, this doesn't feel good. And I told them, if you don't like the way it feels, then don't let it happen again.
exactly a point. Looking back, one of the turning points comes very late in that third period, a major penalty called against Alec Engel that essentially stops every type of momentum going forward. What was going through your mind, and what was the official call down there on the ice?
Well, I don't know exactly what the official call was, because when the official came over to tell me, I told him I didn't even want to hear it, because from what I saw, it looked like Alec turned the guy on a check, which is kind of the way you're taught to check. Not that I'm happy that the guy got hurt. I mean, he got cut. I mean, that's legit. But the play went on for a while, and there was no call. And then all of a sudden they decided that somebody saw it. And I thought it was a reactionary thing. So, I mean, a lot of guys, you just get deflated because, yeah, you've got things going. And, you know, we had some opportunities, and now we're going to be down a man. So it was a tough way to end, at least some little momentum, starting to feel good about yourselves going into, you know, the end of the game.
Do you think the officials going from calling so many stick work penalties in the first period to then calling less in the second, then ultimately swallowing their whistles until the Engel penalty in the third, did that really have an impact negatively on the flow of the game?
The problem with the play calling or the penalty calling is they need to be consistent. And so when there's no consistency, guys don't know exactly where their limitations are. And so sometimes things get out of hand. Sometimes guys take chances that they shouldn't take, or they think that they can do things that they normally can't do. And honestly, it just sends a bad message. I don't know. You know, it's just I would just rather it just be called one way all the way through, start to finish. Doesn't matter how it is. You want to call it tight, that's great. You want to call it loose, that's great. But it's got to be consistent.
Certainly, Coach, your next coaching experience will be in the ACCH All-Star game, ACCHL All-Star game tomorrow afternoon. What does NC State itself have to do to get its wheels back on the track, so to say?
Well, we're going to work on our penalty kill. That's for sure this week. Tomorrow, you know, I got Sean Bly and I got Nate Sprankle and I've got Garrett Sunder and Nick Camaris on the team with me, and we're just going to go out and have fun. That's really all I'm going to tell the guys. Go out and have a good time, enjoy the end of the weekend, and then we'll just focus on a little more work ethic during the week.
Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Well, it all pretty much comes down to the fact NC State ends its home winning streak. They'll have to start anew once again when they take the ice against Elon in the upcoming weeks. That'll conclude our coverage here from Wolfpack Sports Television. We thank you for watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports TV, bringing you into the pack.